Welcome everybody, and today we're taking a look at a new Radiance Films release. So this is 1971 and it is Confessions of a Police Captain. So directed by Damiano Damiani, who we've seen several films from before, a few of which that have come from Radiance Films himself, like The Day of the Owl, How to Kill a Judge, A Man on His Knees, Goodbye and Amen. Plus he also did the only good Amityville film, Amityville 2 The Possession. The rest of that series has been deeply underwhelming, but that is the only one that I'd say is genuinely a good effort. So, yeah, this is a crime drama, clocking in at 104 minutes long. Stars like Franco Nero, who has been now in 25 other films. Again, he was also in the likes of Day of the Owl and How to Kill a Judge, but he was also great in the likes of Massacre Time, Street Law, and we'll be talking about him soon in the future via a Vinegar Syndrome release called Eurocrime Rarities, Volume 1, as he's in one of those films called Day of the Cobra, which again is a really rather solid effort. You also got the likes of Martin Balsam in this, who I've seen in 23 other films. He's played a crucial part in several excellent classic films like 12 Angry Men, Psycho, All the President's Men, the 1974 version of Taking of Pelham 123, the 1962 version of Cape Fear, and 7 Days in May. You've also got Claudio Gora, who was in Il Paso, another film released by Radiance Films, as well as The Sunday Woman, another one of their releases, as well as Seven Bloodstained Orchids. You've also got Luciano Cantanacci, who was also in How to Kill a Judge, A Man on His Knees, Goodbye and Amen, plus Rome Armed to the Teeth. And finally, Giancarlo Preti, who was in Street Law, Escape from the Bronx, and The New Barbarian. So, quite a stacked cast, to be honest. And yeah, a police captain arranges the release of a criminally insane prisoner who soon winds up dead after trying to kill a local construction magnate. When the district attorney takes on the case, he uncovers corruption in the department and vows to take down the man who is responsible. So, yeah, although this doesn't quite reach the peak of other films from the director, Day of the Owl, How to Kill a Judge, and the like, better efforts overall. Uh, I do nonetheless appreciate the different direction this goes in, as there is little in the way of action, and instead its plot is rather more focused on its characters and themes, which it executes really rather well. So even though it's definitely within the crime genre, like a lot of Italian films we've talked about from the 70s, this doesn't have the action of those films. Yes, there is some violence. Yes, some people do die, um, but there's no car chases. There's only a couple of shootouts, and yeah, there's none of the kind of property destruction that you'll have seen in or from other films that I've talked about from Italy that are in the crime genre from the 70s. But that doesn't harm it all that much at all, because the cast is also great. It is genuinely engrossing. The score is good. The character interactions are well written. In particular, a scene with Franco Nero and Martin Balsam on, I think they're in the countryside. It looks like they're on sort of a hilltop with their cars near them. And there's this really extended but overall highly engaging scene between the two of them, basically just talking about corruption, certain ideologies and themes and such that are always also interwoven throughout the film, and they're just on fire back and forth against one another, and it's just a really excellent scene, and it's also well paced as well. So yeah, overall, not my favorite film from the director, but neither an awful one either, and it gets a solid 4 out of 5. And yeah, this release from Radiance Films is one of the few that I've actually bought from them that is a film that I've seen before they've released it, as I believe this was on streaming a while back on Amazon Prime, although I don't think the quality was all that great, certainly not as good as it is here. So yeah, we've got the disc there, and as you can see, we've got reversible sleeve artwork as well, with the original Italian title on it there. I actually kind of prefer that one a bit more, to be honest. I think this is a little bit on the bland side of things. I like the colour scheme, but it's not really giving much in terms of you know, the plot or anything like that, whereas that certainly is. Then we also have a booklet with this release, a couple of shots from the film. So there is Franco Nero and then Martin Balsam. And inside you get your cast and crew. Then we get Justice is Never Neutral, an interview with Damiano Damiani from 1972 by Gerard Lagalios. Then we've got interview with the director himself, also from 1972, by Guy Brocart. And then transfer notes and credits as well, plus shots from the film on top of all of that. So, yeah. overall a really good booklet. So transfer notes. So the film itself was stored in 2K and supplied to Radiance as a high definition file. The film is presented in the original 235:1 aspect ratio with original mono audio. Extra synchronization work was done in-house at Radiance on the film's English audio track, and that you can tell because I couldn't tell the difference between the English or the Italian audio, to be honest, because yeah, it looks so good in terms of the way it's been synced up. So yeah, top marks to Radiance for doing that. And yeah, in terms of extras, we've got interview with actor Franco Nero from 2026, looking at 29 minutes long. Yes, he is still kicking about. I think he's in his mid 80s now, and yeah, he's a always great to see, especially when he appears in new films at random. I think he was in a Russell Crowe film. I think it was The Pope's Exorcist. Yeah, it was great just to see him pop up randomly. And then he also got an interview with actor Michelle Gamino, also from 2026, clocking at 23 minutes long. Then he got a 27-minute interview with editor Antonio Siciliano, also from 2026. Interview with film score expert Lovely John about Riz Ortolani's score, also from 2026, clocking at 31 minutes long. Did forget to mention the score is actually pretty good, to be honest. Then you got newly improved English subtitle translation for your Italian audio and English subtitle for the deaf and hard of hearing for the English audio, as well as a gallery as well. So yeah, I'm not sure if it says if anyone's done the original new artwork for this or not. No, it just says designs based on original posters. So yeah, even though that one's decent, I do on the whole prefer this one, regardless of the Italian title there. Not immediately giving away what film it is. But yeah, on the whole, a really excellent film and one that I do highly recommend, especially if you have enjoyed previous films from Damiani. Obviously, Radiance Films have released many from him before. Where's the, you won't be able to see it. No. The Cosa Nostra box set had 3 of his films in it, and yeah, I enjoyed all of those. So yeah, get out there and see this one if you haven't already. But if you have seen Confessions of a Police Captain before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.